In this video, a Los Angeles police officer noticed a strange object hovering in the middle of the road on the outskirts of town. As the officer approached, the object resembled a floating humanoid figure. Startled, the officer quickly drove away. In 2004, the Long Beach Police Department captured footage of a UFO flying through the sky using an infrared camera. After the mysterious object was observed, it began emitting strange materials from its rear. These substances resembled flares deployed from a fighter jet. This footage shows U.S. Air Force veteran Jake Barber recovering a 20-foot egg-shaped craft by helicopter at an undisclosed location. The craft had no visible means of propulsion. According to Barber, the Pentagon's UAP task force later confirmed that it was of non-human origin. The Mexican government, long known for acknowledging the possibility of extraterrestrial life, unveiled what they claimed to be alien bodies to the world.
Son seres no humanos que no son parte de nuestra evolución terrestre.
According to a government official, the remains were recovered from an alleged alien crash. After a thorough investigation, it was concluded that the bodies were of extraterrestrial origin.
Y que después de desaparecer no hay una evolución posterior. De acuerdo a la Universidad Nacional Autónoma de México, quien realizó los análisis de carbono 14, estos seres tienen alrededor de 1000 años de antigüedad. Es decir, no se trata de seres que fueron recuperados en naves, que son estrellamientos, sino son seres que estaban sepultados en minas de diatomea, tierra de diatomea. La diatomea es una alga fosilizada con 17 millones de antigüedad, es fitoplancton que abundaba en aquel tiempo y al desaparecer se fosilizó.
A startling discovery was made near the beach when someone came across what seemed to be an alien body. Police were called to the scene, promptly securing the area and launching an investigation. What initially seemed like a prank call quickly turned into a nationwide sensation. A family reported to the police that a UFO had allegedly crashed in their backyard. When an officer arrived, he began an investigation and confirmed that another officer had also witnessed something unusual in the sky.
What'd you see?
It was like a big creature.
A big creature?
Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
Because I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky too, so that's why I'm kind of curious. Did you see anything land in your backyard, or?
They see like a big, that's what they say. They see like a big light.
Can we go look at
I have a big yard in the back.
The officer then questioned neighbors driving through the area, who confirmed seeing the strange object.
Hey, did you guys... Hey, this might sound like a really dumb question, but did you guys see anything fall out of the sky? Yeah. We got a call, and one of my partners actually said that they saw it too. So, if you happen to see any, like I'm not BSing you. If you see any,
footage?
No, like if you see any like little, well, not little in this case. They're claiming 8 to 9 foot tall green beings that were in their backyard. Sounds crazy, but you never know. Your neighbors, your fine neighbors over here. But again, I would normally discount it as probably not real.
Neighbors right here?
Yes. I would normally discount it as nothing. However, seeing as one of my partners said they saw it too, only reason I'm actually investigating it further.
In a very unusual interview, Connecticut police officer Robert Klein showed proof of his strange encounter in April 2022. The officer filmed a glowing light that changed colors as it moved quickly across a nearby lake.
I had just started my midnight shift, which is 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. I was approximately 40 minutes into the shift, and I was checking up north near the body of water, which is a reservoir. As I was about 250 feet in, all of a sudden, from my left rear, there was a really strong light. It lit up the entire cab of my cruiser, to the point where I was having a hard time driving because I really couldn't see it. I was blinded by it.
When he stopped his car to examine it, he heard a strange humming sound. Surprisingly, a reporter in Russia saw something similar while broadcasting from a field.
Off a low hum, which was very distinct, and nothing in none of the radio in the car, nothing was affected. It was just, I heard a low hum, and the light was just very intense. Like I could feel it. I could feel it. I could feel it.
Красота и тайна. Недаром этим крылатым существам посвящено столько песен, сказаний, стихов и легенд. К сожалению, последние годы эта красота подвергается все большей опасности. Только за последние 350 лет...
Олеська, смотри.
Ой, ничего себе! Что это? Вау! Блин, что это?
Пропал. Офигеть.
In another interview, a Nebraska police officer shared footage of a U-shaped UAP he saw on December 16, 2024.
This was actually the same day on December 16th. The first one was at 6:06 p.m., and this is something that occurred, 6:25 p.m.
Yeah, this is one that really got me going. See, it's going one direction. I believe it's heading west, and then all of a sudden the lights just shut off completely. Okay. It just went dark, and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And then it turned directions, did like a sharp 90, and it started coming back my direction. And that's when I got this video.
When the reporter questioned the video's authenticity, noting that a plane was scheduled to fly in that area simultaneously, the officer stood by her UFO claim.
Now, there was a aircraft somewhat overhead at flight level 350, 35,000 feet. Do you recall seeing that airplane as well? Do you think that this could have been that aircraft, or more likely not?
Oh, definitely not. I didn't even see or hear an aircraft like that. Just like a commercial, or didn't even see one.
Like I said, it did a complete 90 after it shut off its lights, which, if it was, it's illegal. If it was, something of our nation, but it's not. And then it's a sharp 90 degrees, and the maneuverability that it does, it's definitely not something of ours.
While reviewing the footage, they noticed another strange object flying in the background.
One thing I just noticed for the first time is, back this up a little bit, so there's the one that you're tracking, and then it looks like there's one coming in from above at the top left.
Yep, up in the top left, there's another one. It's a completely different shape and everything. There's no lights on it. There's no flashing, blinking lights. It just looks like an orb, and it's going probably 5 times faster than that big one, and it's way higher.
This video, recorded by a security camera in Russia in 2015, shows 2 men in military uniforms guarding a base near a large body of water. Suddenly, a mysterious creature lunges at one of the men, pulling him toward the water. The other man tries to help but fails and returns to the base for safety. The first man is completely dragged away. Moments later, the second man steps outside while on a call, but notices something approaching him and quickly runs back inside. Shortly after, something massive bursts through the doorway, and seconds later, a strange figure emerges and walks out. While working in the Gulf of Mexico, this ROV released a crate when something strange and unidentified appeared as it swam back. Zooming in on the creature, it looked like something never seen before, completely unusual. After a brief moment, it disappeared into the darkness. In 2023, NASA held its first public meeting on UFO and UAP sightings, where they shared reports of UFO activity in the Middle East. One video showed a spherical metallic orb that appeared ordinary, with no advanced technology or threat to air safety.
I will come back to the sensor question that David raised here in a moment. This is a typical example of the thing that we see most of. We see these all over the world, and we see these in making very interesting apparent maneuvers. This one in particular, however, I would point out, demonstrated no enigmatic technical capabilities and was no threat to airborne safety. While we are still looking at it, I don't have any more data other than that.
Police officers often encounter extraterrestrials and familiar creatures that behave in strange and dangerous ways. In this case, the beast was a pit bull. Officers were searching for a suspect, and when the man finally surrendered and came out of hiding, a large dog appeared and charged at a police canine and an officer.
Now to this. Caught on camera, a police dog attacked in Anaheim. Officers were searching for a stabbing suspect when they saw a man run up to a house.
One quick-thinking officer used his taser to stop the dog, and the suspect was safely apprehended.
Jumped through a window. When he finally agreed to come out, so did that large dog. Charged the police canine. An officer zapped the dog with a taser, and it took off. Both of the dogs are okay. The suspect, as you see here in this video, was arrested.
After being charged by two dogs, an officer remained calm and spoke to them gently. Surprisingly, they didn't harm him.
Hey. You're okay. Get back. Get back. Hey, get back. Get back. Hey.
With patience and calm shushing, the officer settled the dogs and even got them to enter his car. Considering how aggressive they initially seemed, it's incredible that no one was hurt.
Settle down. Come on, let's go for a ride. Load up. Load up. You can go in there. Good boys. Load up. Load up. You're okay. Load up. How do you like me now?
This video shows Chiba police officers trying to capture a wild boar at a construction site. After struggling, reinforcements arrived with nets to limit the boar's movements and shields to protect themselves. With teamwork and caution, they eventually managed to capture it. This couple was having a great moment when dash cam footage showed Deputy Adam Sisk warning them about a snake nearby.
Hey, don't move.
Okay.
There's a rattlesnake right next to you.
Okay.
Don't move.
Okay.
The mood quickly changed when the guy ran off, leaving the lady behind. Luckily, neither of them was hurt.
Roll toward me. Come here, don't run away, come here. Don't run away, come here. Roll toward me. That's a rattlesnake.
This officer was not prepared for a moment like this. After responding to a call, a squirrel suddenly jumped on him, giving him the shock of his life. The squirrel had broken into the house, stolen some cookies, and even turned on the music.
Here, I'm gonna turn your radio. The squirrel turned it on?
In Canada, police officers were filmed trying to catch an ostrich by grabbing its neck on the street.
Not a pit maneuver, this is an avian apprehension, if you will. Police officers...
The ostrich broke free and ran off to a nearby farm.
Had their hands full, literally, trying to snatch a rogue ostrich off the streets.
Officers from the Lufkin Police Department responded to a possible burglary in a neighborhood. However, they discovered it was a deer when they entered the house.
Police, let me see your hands! That's a deer! It's a deer! It's a deer!
The startled deer was frantically looking for a way out but got trapped inside. Even after the officers opened the door to help it escape, the deer struggled to find its way. The officers had to guide it outside safely. An officer tried to stop a man on a bike for a drug search, even grabbing his shirt to prevent him from leaving. That's when a dog suddenly appeared.
Stop there! You're detained for the purpose of a search!
The dog attacked the officer, biting him, while the suspect managed to escape. It was a busy day for these Florida police officers as they safely captured a massive 12.5-foot python. They managed to secure the snake and transported it to a wildlife sanctuary. This footage shows a police officer wrestling an alligator, taking action to save it from being put down by a trapper, even though the alligator tried to bite him. The officer managed to get a trap over the alligator and carefully secured its mouth. In the end, they safely captured it.
Want to get him to turn.
Give it to Danilo. Danilo, you got the tape? You don't have the tape on you?
The Texas police station was in chaos for hours after a raccoon snuck inside. The officers tried to catch it, but every attempt failed. This ranger had a proud moment that quickly turned serious. He rescued a python from a village, and the locals cheered as the snake rested on his shoulders while people took pictures. Suddenly, the python started wrapping around the ranger, causing panic among the crowd. Thankfully, someone stepped in to help just in time. A heart-stopping moment unfolded in the Kaibab National Forest, Arizona, when a biologist had a close call with a furious mountain lion. The animal charged at him after being hit with a tranquilizer dart. Fortunately, they managed to scare the lion off before anyone was hurt. In this touching video, police officers came across a group of cubs playfully tussling over a rabbit in the middle of the road. While the cubs struggled, their mother was nowhere to be found. A California Highway Patrol officer in Susanville had a close call when an angry bull charged at him. Fortunately, the officer dodged the bull just in time and wasn't injured. What started as a casual swim in the ocean almost turned deadly for these swimmers. However, Navy officers flying overhead spotted the shark from a distance, alerted the swimmers, and began shooting at it. The officers fired just the correct number of shots to keep the swimmers safe. In this video, footage from a DPS helicopter today showed a shark near the SPI shoreline, where several people had been attacked. Since the shark wasn't attacking anyone then, the officers decided not to engage and let it swim back into the wild. In this video, an alligator exited the MacDill Air Force Base and settled under a plane. FWC officers had to step in and capture it. The officers safely captured the alligator and took it to a shelter.